Hey guys, this is John Kalam from Kuhol Motorsport, and behind me you can see some of the collection of rundown, incomplete, non-functional cars that I have. Some of them are for part out, some of them are for keeping, and some of them are for possibly conversion to new and exciting projects. Okay, let me show you around the madness. This is an Elantra that's already in several states of disrepair. Are going to be getting rid of the chassis soon. This is a coupe, spare car, basically a spare shell for me. I have two other coupes, one stock and one modified, the coupe all-wheel drive. So this is the spare shell, and I'm still looking for more of these. Oh, this doesn't close, but this is another Elantra. Need to part this out as well. Completely got this out so that I gain space here in this area. We'll get to this black car in a moment. And this is Project Tolantra. So it runs and drives. It's just parked here. I'm probably going to use some of the other cars there to restore this one. At least partially. Okay, let's get to this car right here. This is a 1992 Kia Potentia. This is a very rare bird of a car in the Philippines. Very rare. I bought this probably 5 6 years ago. I think 2017 ish. And yeah, by the way, this is my dog. Hi, Milky. Happy doggy, huh? This car is basically what the rich Korean guys buy for themselves or have themselves driven in back in the early 90s. Again, this is the 1992 model, the first Potentia. This is basically a Mazda 929 HC chassis code that Kia bought the rights for, the tooling and everything, and basically made it in Korea. So this is actually a Korean car, legit, even though it is basically a Mazda 929 for the most part, or for the majority of its parts, right? So I forgot how to enter the engine bay, but this is a nice grill that I had some Korean friend get me. This is the heart of the beast. It's a 3-liter V6 JEZE engine. It says Kia here, but it's actually a Mazda engine. Very, very Mazda JEZE. Twin cam, V6, 3 liters, very beefy internals, ready for turbo, 8.9 compression ratio. This is 200 horsepower rated. So this is quite the beast, a beast of an engine. Very, very cool. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of parts for it. Yeah, so it's in a state of disrepair in a sense. It doesn't run right now. I don't know if I'll get this engine running, but for now, I guess we'll have to leave it at that. Check out this very, very huge ABS pump. This is really an ancient car in a sense. I don't know why there's a crankcase here. The crankcase seems to be here. I think this is a crankcase from another car. I'm not too sure, but there seems to be a crankcase below, so I don't think it's my crankcase. The hood props are new. These are I bought this several years ago. Again, I wanted to restore this one, so these are new hood props. So that's why the gas shocks still work and the hood can remain open. Right. So I really wanted to get this car in a great running order. This was several years ago. Well, it's here now because my good friend was storing it for me while I was having an emotional crisis with this car, which I'll explain later. Let's check out the interior. Oh, it's locked. It's open. I don't know if you can see it. You can see the interior. Dash is, I don't know, relatively complete, I guess. You can see a bit of the leather interior. It's very dry. But this used to be a luxury car. Let's take a look inside. So you can see it's a bit worse for wear, but it's leather. It's a leather interior. Very cushy seats. Actually, the first time I sat in this car was uh yeah, yesterday when I pulled it out. You can see the instrument cluster. It is a digital dash. This is something that I was agog over when I first saw this car back in 2017. So that was cool. And you can see it has an automatic transmission, 4-speed. This car so sophisticated. It has a auto adjusting suspension thing over here, right? So pretty cool. Bunch of random parts. Ashtray over there. Ashtray. Climate control, air conditioning. You can see climate controls. I'm trying to get this car running, so that's why this has a mega squirt over here. And there's a micro squirt over here as well that seems to be unused. Okay, there's a micro squirt. I think I will use this in another car, perhaps. So let me talk to you guys while I'm here sitting in the shade because it's so hot, right? So this is the Potentia car over here. The thing is, it is the first car I bought with my own money. But this was in the early days of Kuhol Garage. I had a new shop. I had mechanic. Maybe you could do this, but the car was left abandoned to sell by the previous owner. He had the water pump replaced. Inadvertently, his mechanics did not install the timing belt properly, and this engine has very weird timing marks. It was, even though I we had the service manual for a Mazda 929, camshafts were not timed correctly. So whatever we did, the car would not start. And we brought it to my friend's shop. He got it started eventually using an aftermarket ECU, which I thought replacing it with the Mega Squirt would solve the thing, but apparently it was just a timing issue. So also I didn't also push it to get fixed for several years because my dream was because I bought this car together with my dad and I wanted to get it running and let him ride it and we could drive around in it. But unfortunately, he passed last February 2018 and car wasn't running and I lost all interest to work on this car or to have something done to this car. So it's a shame. I feel sad, and yet I guess life goes on. That's what I realized. Sometimes when you get into a funk, you think that life is not worth living and all that. But upon a lot of introspection and retrospection on my part, the world continues to move with or without you. Whether you're here or you're not here in this world, it will go on, right? So, might as well stick along for the ride, for the good and the bad sides of life. This is a symbol, this car over here is a symbol of a lot of sadness and disappointment in my life. But my aim is to, inshallah, get this car running, maybe make it into a drift missile, but I'm gonna eventually get this car running come hell or high water. And I think my plan in this one is to just get rid of the engine, keep it and display it, uh, get rid of the automatic transmission, put in another engine, put in a manual transmission, get it running first that way, and then maybe work on the suspension so that it becomes a better drift car. Put a hydraulic handbrake, call it a day. You make it simple, not too flashy. Let's make this boat dance. So that's my plan, but I don't know when I'll be able to do it. We start working on the car slowly, slowly. I still, I still am planning to build the prototype. I'm still planning to build the Corolla, and I'm gonna be doing this. Going to be repairing Project Elantra V6. Going to get Coupe all-wheel drive finally online. The two resources that are lacking is money and time. Money, have to allot the time to try to make money. But what we share with all the millionaires and billionaires out there is that we all have 24 hours in the day. So, how to make those 24 hours count? That is the question. So, with this car behind me, this car also have to work on our tow Lantra, get it running. It runs, it drives, but I want to get the aircon fix and redo the rear bumper. Need to affix the rear bumper properly so that we can properly tow it and maybe upgrade the brakes. But at least the car runs. So I'm happy with our tow Lantra. But this car, it's rear wheel drive, guys. So this should be a great vehicle for me to use to learn how to build a drift car and to go drifting for fun. Some of my Facebook friends tell me maybe restore it back to stock configuration, but it's so difficult. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna get it running come hell or high water. I'm gonna run it to the ground. I don't care. Right? The time to restore it is past. If I want an executive sedan, I'll buy a running executive sedan. I'm not gonna work on this one. I'm not gonna get parts for this car. It's so difficult, right? I've been looking for an extra transmission for this, a manual transmission rather, for the longest time. I couldn't find, so I have to retrofit a manual transmission to the engine. So might as well just get a different engine altogether, something that is at least 200 horsepower, right? And then put this baby on a diet and weld the diff. So let's see if this car will be driftable. I want to learn how. So anyway, stay tuned for this one. I don't know when I'll be doing this one. It's gonna be part of the lineup with other projects. I just wanted to share with you all what's going on with this car behind me, and some of these other cars, some of these Elantras. Some are gonna stay, some are going to go. So if you guys need Elantra parts, I'll be getting rid of the two sedans over here somehow, some way. So if you need the body panels, doors, engine parts, some other random parts, interior parts, let me know. We can help you guys out on that regard. Yeah, this is again the junk pile of Korean cars right here behind me, and that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Right? See you guys. Ciao.